My name is Anna, and welcome to the Reverent Wisdom of a Meme. Today's message is from Romans 12:13. Share with the Lord's people who are in need and practice hospitality. Today's message is a little political, and though I rarely get involved in political items enough to choose to share them online, today is a little different. And I am feeling God tugging at me to share this, and I hope that you choose to share my message as well. And I'm encouraging you to share it because, well, it might get taken down and I might end up in Facebook jail. And in this case, sharing is caring. Now, I've been hearing all kinds of messages about people losing their food benefits, commonly called SNAP. And I want you to know that if you think attacking these people or cheering for their loss is okay, well, I just want you to unfriend me, especially right now, because we're approaching November, the month of Thanksgiving, a holiday that is approaching that's built on food and being thankful for the blessings of this year. And I don't care who you are, but what you need to know before I finish this message is that I've been in the position where I had to stand in the food line. And I've been in the position where I wondered how I would celebrate this holiday with no money to buy what is already expensive food. And I've also been in the position in my life by means of having a state job to approve these benefits for people who were in desperate need of them. Now, I'm not an expert, but I have plenty of experience to speak from. And eating is a basic need. And taking food out of the hands of families who desperately need help is not the answer. In this world, there are plenty of children who go without, and parents who choose to skip dinners to give their children seconds. Hunger is not a punishment, but a consequence right now of a selfish political agenda. The government shutdown is a public agenda being played out in front of all of us. And in its wake, 42 million people, 1 in 8, will not get their much needed help. Because the USDA has confirmed that there won't be enough money to pay these benefits. If that's not bad enough, the USDA is choosing not to use $5 billion in emergency funds. Yes, billion with a B. The reason is that these $5 billion are reserved for helping in disasters because it's almost hurricane season and it might be needed for that. The administration that governs our country not only has the funds and resources to feed its own people, but it's chosen to weaponize hunger, which as a taxpayer is unconscionable to me. It's a gross misuse of responsibility of funds. And what if people might need to put food on their table? What if they or their child might not or might be going with or without food? So I am saying today to the government officials who are saying this, look at yourself in the mirror. How can you find any joy knowing that you might gather with your family around a table of food, knowing you participated in someone else going without it? And if you're the average person being critical of why people need these benefits, how can you be so prideful and satisfied knowing that someone else has less? It's shameful at best. The problem here is not the government program. The problem is the people who can't see past their own ego and manage the money to make sure that this basic need is met. And it's putting others at risk because you can't get past your impasse, which is the second longest on record. And it's not the people who need the benefits. They're already barely making it, or they wouldn't have applied for them in the first place when they're already struggling with rising prices and stressed out about the next time they're going to have to stretch a meal. The problem is the malfunction within the government and lack of empathy. Food isn't a luxury, and compassion, it's not just for a season. If your table is full and your heart feels okay with this, you aren't celebrating being grateful on Thanksgiving. You are celebrating lack, and food shelves are already struggling to keep up to the basic food needs. So today I'm making a call to everyone who can hear my voice. Choose to do what God has called us to do. Share with those in need and practice hospitality. God knows our government isn't managing it, but we the people, we can. The government needs to stop this chaos and end this battle and do what it's been called to do and not what it wants. We aren't pawns in their little chess game. And I am asking you as Americans to buy extra at the grocery store and give some to your neighbor if they need it. Stop and drop it off at the food shelf door. Find someone who needs a dinner. Buy it and deliver it to them in a box. Believe me, they'll be grateful. I was when someone did that to me when I was 23. Just choose God's unconditional love and grace and do what we are called to do. Share what we have because we can, because we're called to do so, because we love others. And as Christians, we care for each other, even if the government can't see past their own blind eye and practice the hospitality that the Bible calls for. Because love saves you and it will save others. Love, my friends, is the answer. If this resonated with you, please like and share my post. And thank you for your donations to My Divine Mission and for helping me to keep my message alive. I'll see you next time.